What should I do in today's video? I think I need a bit of inspiration. A bit of ice would be good. Vodka. Vodka! Ooh, vodka. Straight? Nah, maybe just a little bit of Indian tonic water. Indian tonic water! That's what I'll do. Hi, it's Gemini James. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna do something a little bit different, as you would have probably seen by both the thumbnail and also the title. Tarot cards pick my makeup.
We need to ask you something.
Are you a witch? Are you a witch?
So basically, I am going to use tarot cards to make all my decisions for my makeup. Side note, I did try and do this video previously, but it filmed all fine, but I cheated.
Everything has a price.
I actually cheated in the video. I pulled a card and it determined something that was supposed to be for my lip color. I didn't want that one, so I pulled another. Still said the same option. I pulled another. It finally gave the option that I wanted. I did it, carried on, went to go edit, and for some weird and strange reason, I deleted it.
Idiots.
I didn't delete the whole thing. I deleted basically the most important part. I went from explaining the concept all the way straight through to, this is my finished look. So everything that I did with the tarot cards basically disappeared. So either that was the tarot cards being like, oh, you wanna play? Let's play. Or I'm just a noob and I deleted my footage. Up to you which option you wanna pick in your mind. That is fine. You can believe in magic. You can believe in just me being stupid, whichever is fine. They both come to the same outcome, which is I deleted it. Before we start, I thought what I would do is give you just a little bit of a rundown on tarot cards themselves, so then you can understand how I'm going to use them to pick my makeup. Because it's not like I'm gonna ask my cards and be like, what foundation will I use? And then they will speak to me. Or will they? If you were to go back, tarot cards' original form were a standard deck of cards. If anything, standard playing deck of cards was actually based on tarot. So if you are somebody that wants to practice tarot and wants to try something out but can't afford an expensive deck, just use your normal playing card deck. They work just the same. Tarot cards themselves fall into a section called divination. How I like to explain it is that they actually describe stories. The reason why I say it's descriptors of stories is because just like stories, they can span decades, they can span current time and space, they could be past, they can be present, and they can be future, or all of them at the same time. And why I say that they're also a descriptor is because it's not always just going to say, tomorrow you will win money. A lot of the times it will be, there is money in your not so distant future, or not.
Is your grandmother quite well?
I think so.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. Give me the cup. Oh, pity.
They are very general and generally specific on the general. Kapishki? So, how will my tarot cards pick my makeup? Well, just like in a standard deck of cards, there are 4 suits and then there's this odd random 5th one. It's suitless, basically. In a tarot deck, there is also 4 standard suits and then there's also this random suitless one. In a standard playing deck, you will have spades. In a tarot deck, you will have swords. In a standard deck, you would have clubs. In a tarot deck, you would have wands. In a standard playing deck, you would have diamonds. In a tarot deck, you would have pentacles or discs. That there is the disc or pentacle. In a standard playing deck, you will have hearts. And in a tarot deck, you will have cups. Then the 5th and final suit that you would have in a playing deck is usually something like a joker. In a tarot deck, you'll actually have something called the major arcana. They don't have a suit and there's more than one of them It's actually around about 16 different ones, all with different meanings, and they don't have a suit. How my tarot cards will pick my makeup is I will pick 5 options, sometimes products or different choices per step, and each option will be linked to a different suit. I will then shuffle my deck, and based on whichever card I then pull out, whatever the suit is, that will be the option I will have to take. So now that we understand how the game works, let's get started. Step 1. How am I going to prime my face? For the first option, which will be linked to swords, I will powder my face with the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. Second are wands. For that, I will just use no primer. For my third option, which will be for discs, I will use the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Primer. For my cups, I will then use e.l.f. Poreless Primer. And for my fifth one, which will be just like the wild card choice, I will use the Too Faced Primer Poreless Skin Smoothing Face Primer. Let's consult the cards. Please be nice to me. I will listen this time too. Swords. I'm powdering my face. I'm just not even gonna say anything right now. I feel like my cards are like telling me, you wanna play? Let's play. Let's just, make sure we powder it properly. Don't wanna anger the cards again this week. Step 1 done. Will I get to do my eyes first will be my second question. For the first 2 card choices, which will be for swords and also for wands, it'll be skin first. The second option, which will be eyes first, will be for discs and cups. There is that fifth one where basically for now I will let myself choose. It makes it sound like I have just got 3 options of whichever one I prefer, but because I don't know what I'm actually going to end up making, I'm also more scared of that one. I'd rather the cards just pick it, because then I can just be like,
oh, my cards picked it, that's why I look like crap.
Let's consult the cards. Now that I just said I don't want the Major Arcana, I bet you these things are gonna pick that. Ugh. Discs. I get to do my eyes first. I feel somewhat relieved, but I'm also slightly scared.
The point is, in this whole wide, wicked world, the only thing you have to be afraid of is me.
For eyebrows, option 1, which will be for swords, nothing. I think that is like the worst option you can have for your eyebrow choice. Option 2, which is wands, I will use a brown smoky eyeline pencil. Option 3, which will be for my wands, I will use the Anastasia Dip Brow in the color chocolate. And for my cups, which is supposed to be my holy grail, but my mother has borrowed my pencil and she's not here this weekend or today, means I'm gonna have to just use this Maybelline brow pencil as my best option because I don't have any other option. And for the Major Arcana, I will use all of them. I have to use all of them some way, somehow. Let's consult the cards. Okay, that's called a jumper in tarot deck shuffling, which means basically my cards have picked it. It was this card here, which is a Major Arcana, so I have to use all of them somehow. This dip brow, she's not really a dip brow anymore, she's more like a clay brow. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in some of this eyebrow pencil just into the eyebrows. Oh, this is waxy. And now the brow pencil as well. I feel like these just look like brown chunks. Now I'm not gonna tempt the fate of the cards by trying to use some concealer to fix it up, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's now gonna be a matter of what am I gonna use as an eye base. For swords, nothing. For wands, I will use my Kevin Aquan concealer. For my third option, which will be for discs, I will use the Tarte Shape Tape. For my fourth option, I'll be using the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. Then for my Major Arcana, which will be my Holy Grail, Juvia's Place Concealer. Let's consult the cards. Oh. Cups. Revolution it is. Since the tarot cards are picking all my options and deciding everything, I should consult with my tarot cards as to how I'm going to be able to put my Makeup Revolution onto my eyes. My options will be, for swords, my finger. For wands, it'll be a brush. For discs, a dry beauty blender. And for option 4, which will be for cups, a damp beauty blender. Let's consult the cards. Cups! My cards don't really hate me. Oh no, there's not much left in here. I also just realized I haven't put my contacts in. Contacts are now in. Let's decide on eye shapes. Swords. One color, liquid wing. For the second one, which will be wands, one color only for the whole eye. For the third option, for discs, it will be a 3-color smoky eye. Fourth option will be a halo eye. And then for the major arcana, I will have a cut crease. Let's consult the cards. Please be nice. This one was already face up when all the other cards are not. So I'm gonna listen to the cards. It's a cups, which means I get the 3-color halo eye. Hello. Right, now we're onto the eyes of actually putting on the eye color. What we're going to go through is the color choices. I will keep using the same palettes this whole way through, but my 5 options will be 5 different palettes. I will pick the card. Depending on the suit, it will correspond to the palette. Then depending on the number, that will depend on the color. For my swords option, I will use the mini orgy. Again, we know that there's some great options in here, but the products themselves are pretty trash. For wands, I will use the Juvia's Place Wahala palette. Lot of great options. For my discs, I will use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. For the fourth options, cups, I use Blood Sugar. Some really nice options again. For the fifth option, or the major arcana, I will use the Jeffree Star Orgy palette. Now there are some great options in here, but again, depending on the look and the color, it could also go against us. We'll consult with the deck. Once you see me pick the first one, you'll be able to understand what I mean by the number. So this color is for the middle. Please be low. It is a 9 of cups. Blood Sugar was cups, the 9th shade. I will count across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sweetener. This is what will go in the middle of my lid. Oh my god! Am I gonna consult with the cards as to how I can put it on? I feel like I have to consult with the cards. If it is a sword or a wand, I will only be able to use a brush. If it is a disc or a cup, I will only use my finger. If I pick a major arcana, I can use either method. Let's consult the cards. It is a cup. I am getting so many cups. I only get to use my finger. Oh, this shade feels really nice though. Oh, and it looks super pretty. Let's actually pull you in a little bit. My cards are looking after me today. Now for the second part, the inner and outer parts of my eyes. I will keep the cards in the exact same order. I'll put them somewhere on the screen so that we can remember what they were. But let's consult the deck. Cups again, which is Blood Sugar again, and number 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna consult with the cards again as to what method I get to use. Discs. I have to use my finger. Oh. Well, it's not horrible using your finger. I'm just going to use my fingers in here and blend these two together. It is so hard to blend these edges because literally what I'm doing is just like tapping on it to like hopefully blend it. But as far as a halo eye go, this is so pretty. Now to consult with the cards for the final blending color. Again, same palette. Let's consult with cards. This is a Major Arcana, and it is card number 18. The Orgy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Shade number Cunnilingus. It is a nice, like, deep shade, which will really deepen out those edges. Now we've just got to figure out what we're going to get to use. Please be a brush. This was a jumper, and it's a Queen of Cups, which means I have to use my finger. I don't even know how I'm going to use a finger to, like, use on the edges of these. Oh, she dark. I'm like, let's tap off some of the excess. It's not going to work. But I can tap it on somewhere else. The shade doesn't really do anything when you apply it by a finger. These edges, hoping the foundation will fix that. Let's find out what foundations I'm going to use. So we'll just go from the least coverage all the way through to the most coverage. For my swords selection, which will be the least amount of coverage, this will be my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. For my wand selection, this will be my Maybelline Fit Me in the Dewy Smooth foundation. The one that will be for my discs selection will be the Born This Way Too Faced. And for the ultimate coverage foundation, which will be for my fourth option for cups, this will be the Juvia's Place I Am Velvety Matte Foundation. And then if I do get the Major Arcana, I have to use all four. Consulting my cards. Wands? My favorite, Dewy. Oh wait, now I have to ask them what I'm gonna use. I will have to say, similar to what I did with my concealer. Let's see what my cards tell me. Discs. A dry beauty blender. I'm gonna give my makeup a little bit of a help. Not cheating, still using a dry beauty blender or sponge, but I'm gonna use the Juno and Birch one, which is a little bit more furry, and I'm hoping that that furriness will help. I mean, I'm using a dry beauty blender, and I also used freaking powder as my, like, primer. Just be thankful you got a sponge, okay? Just be thankful you got a sponge. That I just actually got 10 times more coverage out of this makeup than I normally do. Tarot cards, are you trying to tell me something? This isn't horrible. Alright, next up is concealer. For my swords option, it will be the Kevin Aquan concealer. For my wand selection, I will use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in Sand Beige. For option 3, which will be for my discs, will be the Tarte Shape Tape for cups or chalices. This will be my Revolution Conceal and Define. And then for my Major Arcana, the majorly amazing Juvia's Place Concealer. Let's consult the cards. And the concealer I will use is Discs, which is the Tarte Shape Tape. I will now consult the cards for how I will get to apply it. This I am actually terrified for. This is a wand brush. Now, if you're gonna be one of those horrible ones and be like, you didn't consult with your tarot cards to figure out what brush you're gonna use. Shut up.
Cordelia, your powers have already waned. Michael will bring...
Perpetuum clausus.
My powers are waning.
Now, because my concealer is not just for my under eyes, it's for everywhere else, I'm going to just put like little dots. Considering I'm using a brush, I can't just like blend it easily. Okay, next thing, setting my concealer. For my swords option, I don't. For my second option, which will be for wands, I will use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. For my third option, I will use the Juvia's Place Translucent Setting Powder. For cups, I will use the Too Faced Translucent Setting Powder. Final option, which will be for the Major Arcana, I will use the Jeffree Star Translucent Setting Powder. Consult the cards before any creasing. That one is actually a Major Arcana. So I'll get to use Jeffree Star. Now I'll consult with the cards as to how I'll get to apply it. Let's consult the cards. That one is a major arcana. I have to use all of the options. Yeah, I'm going to try and use the dry one to apply this stuff. I'm going to use my finger as well to like apply it in some places. I'm going to use my damp one to start pressing that in. Then my brush to deal with anything that was left over. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I feel like I need to finish my eyes because I haven't really finished them. So next up is lashes. For my sword's choice, what I will use is the Armika Cosmetics. For my wand selection, I will use the Tarte Pro. For my third option for my discs will be the Tarte Lashes with Jamie Genevieve in style T. Is it Jamie 1? Yeah, TL Jamie 1. For my cups option is the Tarte Lashes and Jamie Genevieve and TL Jamie 3. And if I get a major arcana, I will use all 4. Let's consult with the deck. Oh my gosh, for a minute there I thought this was a major. It isn't. You can tell by the fact that it's got a little disc at the top here, which is right there. The TL Jamie Genevieve. I'm gonna put these on off camera. I'm not even gonna show you me putting them on. They're gonna be on. Lashes are now on. Right, now let's deal with like underneath here a little bit. I will also use the exact same things, picking from the palettes before. This one will be the color that will be the closest to my eye, and then the second one can be the one that I'll smoke it out with. Actually, it just picked 2 by itself. The first one will be the one closest, the second one can be the one that will blow it out. So, first one, which is the one on top, is 7 of Cups. And then the second one is the Major Arcana, which is a number 8. First color, the 7th one from the Blood Sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's this one here, which is Candy Floss. Oh, it's a shimmery color. And then this one here, which is the one that will blow it out with, which is Orgy, and it was number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fluffer. And it's still a pinky one. A brush or a finger. Oh my god. I'm gonna ask the cards. Please don't just be finger. Please don't just be finger! It's a sword. I can only use my finger. Let's just start and let's just get some of this candy floss here. Oh, it feels nice though. Ah! Okay, okay. It's like... And then some of this fluffer. This fluffer actually does really well to like fix the edge. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go a little bit ham with this candy floss. I mean, on camera it doesn't look that bad, but in person, this looks horrible. I feel like this look has just turned into a finger painting look. Let's move on to my cheeks. For my swords option, I will use the Maybelline City Bronzer. For my wands options, I will actually use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. For my pentacles option, I will have the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the saddle color, this color here. For my cups option, I will use the Hoola Benefit bronzer in the original shade. And if I pick a major arcana, I have to use all 4. Let's just decide on what color I get to use first of all before we start figuring out whether or not I'm gonna be like trolled and have to just use my finger again. I had such faith in this video to start off with. It's now going downhill from here. Now for the tool that I get to use. Please, just give me cups. I've been using my finger for too long. Wands, okay, a dry beauty blender. I'm just gonna go in the same sponge. At the moment now I'm feeling a bit like YOLO. I'm scared because now I can't just kick it off. How am I supposed to like cut my jawline with this? Did I just subtly like carve my face out pretty well with a dry beauty blender? I'm gonna stop there. Okay, now that I've done that, it's now about setting my face. Option 1, which is swords, I'm not going to set it. Option 2, which is wands, I will use the Charlotte Tilbury. Option 3, which is discs, I will use the Juvia's Place Translucent Setting Powder. Option 4, I will use the Too Faced Setting Powder and Translucent. And option 5, which is the Major Arcana, I will use my Jeffree Star Setting Powder and Translucent. Let's consult with the cards. What product will I get to use? Swords. I don't get to use a product. Whatever, I didn't want to set it anyway. For blush, my options will be, I will use the Maybelline Cheek Heat for my swords option. For my wands option, I will use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in Peachy Love. For my discs or pentacles option, I will use the Juvia's Place Serafina. And for my cups, I will use the Juvia's Place in the shade Bella. And if I get the Major Arcana, I will use all 4. Wands, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio. Now the part that I'm really dreading, how do I get to use it? Oh my god, I'm so scared of this. That one is discs, damp beauty blender. There are 3 colors, so I'm just gonna stab all 3. I mean, it's not really coming off because it's a powder and I'm having to use a sponge. That is gonna be as good as I can get it by using a damp sponge. As the cards will it, so shall it be.
As I will it, so shall it be.
Next is highlighter. For my swords option, I will use the Juvia's Place Heroin Glow number 2. For my wands option, I will use the Fenty, my little Fenty baby Kilowatt in the color Hustler Baby. For my third option, which is for my pentacles or discs, I will actually use the Jeffree Star 24 karat highlighter kit. And then the last one, it will be my Maybelline Master Strobing Stick because I love this stuff so much. And if I get the Major Arcana, all 4. Consulting with the cards. Pentacles or discs. Now this was the Jeffree Star one, so we're going to refer to the number. Because this one is the Knight, which you can see here. Knight. That basically is the 11th card. So let's count through the shades to number 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Giza is the color I will be using for my highlighter. Now let's ask these merciful, loving cards what I get to put it on with. Oh my gosh. Ah, that was almost a jumper, but it didn't jump. It thought about it. It really thought about it, but didn't want to do it, so I'm not counting that. Swords. My finger. Honestly, I should name this video finger painting. I finger paint my face. I'm just gonna like put that on my finger. Oh, she is dark. I feel like it's very framed around here, but I feel like when I do this, I'm creating like a little bruise around my face. Like it looks like I've been smacked into the sides of both sides of my head. I can't cheat by putting it in a different spot. I mean, that's where highlighter goes. I'm just moving on. Next part, lips. Lip liner. I will use the lip liner. It's just gonna be depending on what color. As my swords, the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the color Hot Gossip. For my wands option, I will then use the MAC lip pencil in the shade Whirl. Looks like that right there. For discs, I will use the shade from Mecca Maxima Pout Pencil in the shade Super. For the cups or chalices, I will use the Juvia's Place in the Luxe liner in the color So Rare. Oh, and if it's Major Arcana, I have to use all 4. Consult with the cards. Ah! It's my favorite. Alright, lips aligned. Lip colors. For my swords, black. For my wands, I will use the Kylie Jenner in this color Ginger. For my discs, I will use the Juvia's Place in the color Libra. Then if I get cups, I will use one of the Jeffree Star lip vaults. Again, depending on the number, I will just count down the rows till I get to the number. Consulting with the cards. That one is a pentacle. Juvia's Place. This is actually turning out not too bad. Gloss for the lips. Swords, no gloss. Wands, I will use the Juvia's Place So Glazed lip gloss. For pentacles or discs, I will use the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline or BLG 14. For the cups or chalices option, I will use the Jeffree Star Gloss in Beaded Glass shade. And if I have the Major Arcana, I will use the Jeffree Star the Gloss again in Body Count. Let's see if the cards have that in my future. That is actually a Major Arcana card, so I get to use it in my future. Oh, those are some lips. Lastly, setting spray. For my first option, which we swords, I will use a Schwarzkopf texting. I will use the Schwarzkopf. This hair stuff, which is a texture styling spray for your hair. For my wands option, I will use the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. For my discs or pentacles option, I will use the Mika Mexa Living Proof setting spray. For my cups or chalices option, I will use the Anastasia Dewy Set setting spray. And if I pick a Major Arcana, I will use all four. Let's see what my cards have for my future. Cups. Oh my gosh, for a minute there I thought this was a sword. But that's a cup or a chalice. Alright guys, so that was the finished look. Overall, not horribly mad at it. It didn't look that bad. I mean, I did have to work on a couple of these things, and I do feel like I should have just changed the title of this video to I finger paint my face to this makeup look. I was pretty impressed with some of the methods that I had to use, still came through. I mean, I really wish I could have at least once just had a brush for my eyes. I think I could have made it even more better. I mean, I did love the fingers. I think it gave a great intensity to the eyes, but I really wish that I had a brush to be able to just like really smoke it out and really take it that a little bit extra further. If you did like today's video and you like the idea and the theme and concept, maybe you should follow me for all my other videos. I do upload every week, except for 1 week when I didn't. We talked about that before. But if you want to hear a little bit more about me, the Elder Millennial, as I navigate through this online world, through the beauty community as a whole, and you want to hear some of my opinions, definitely give us a follow. But otherwise, I will see you in next week's video. Bye!